So what we do is we start, if you count how many words and structures we've used now, we know we've gone through words like who estin, where is, ti estin, what is, tis estin, who is. We've gone through adjectives like mikron, mizon, and megale, megistos, and we've introduced some of those. And so the whole storyboarding thing gets you to answer back, and what it actually does is it gets you, because I'm telling a story, it gets you to forget your learning forms.
Okay.
I taught you a chart you didn't even know
Okay.
you had. And it gets you involved, so you forget you're learning the language, and when you forget you're learning the language, guess what happens?
You probably learn it better.
You learn the language. Because when you try to use those grammar rules to look up, like if you would memorize a chart of word forms like Luo, Luis, Lui, Luom, Lueta, Luusin, and when you do that, they don't have any meaning. And you can look them up, you can say, okay, I need to look up a chart, and I can do that, and that's why I use those forms for it. I'm glad I've memorized them like that. But they don't have any meaning. In context, you read it, I have to say, okay, basically the method that I learned to read from made me look at a word, say, okay, that's second singular, plural, that with the meno, so wait, you all waiting, wait, there's an E in front of it, so, it's past tense. And so I got really, really good at being able to look at a word and parse it and translate it really fast. It's like a little machine up in my head. It's not how you speak language.
Right. I agree.
You don't look up like that.
I absolutely agree.
And you will in English if you're looking for the right word. You'll do that. If you're looking, I should have said should or would, or that. But you don't. You only do it as a secondary thing. So, anyways, the storyboarding approach is kind of along that line, where you add and then just keep dropping another fact. And the method is you make a positive, estin anthropos, then you restate the positive, ne estin anthropos, then you add an either or, estin Jacobo, or Jacob anthropos egine, okay, and then you say the opposite of it, Jacobos uke estin gine, he's not a woman, he's a man, then you restate both, yes, he's a man and he's not a woman. And then you add a fact about him, where he lives. He lives in Syria. And I go back and just recycle it all over.
It's a great method.
And eventually I add another person.
Right, okay.
So now I have two people. So Jacobos, ehi has, Dio huius.
Okay.
Has two sons, males. So now I have plural.
Okay, so then you can do the plural forms.
Yeah. And I can use the plural if I use in cities, I could use a plural there, but we try to introduce things in the story in a simple way and reuse them over and over again, it takes about 20 to 70 repetitions for a normal learner to learn a structure.
And you intentionally start with the third person? Is that kind of the idea?
Well, you got to be able to tell a story about something. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And the other thing that we do right from the beginning is we also use past tense. We don't teach all present tense. We don't teach future. And I use a couple locations. So he was in Damascus, but he goes to Antioch. So when he was in Damascus, where was he? So we'll say Jacob was in Damascus. He went el fen is Syrian. So. And we don't shy away from aorist forms or anything. We introduce them right up front, and you don't learn the whole chart all up front, but you'll learn it eventually because we make sure by going through the grammar that the stories introduce all the grammar points that you need to know by the end of the year. So that's my goal.
It's a great method. I'm sold.
This methodology going.
Outstanding.